site for the first times, my name is Sam Samuel. I am into web development, data analysis, and agentic AI. So today we want to discuss on aggregates. But before we dive into, please, if you haven't subscribed or follow my page, please do what to click the plus sign to just give me a follow and also share the video to your friends. Now let's start. When we talk about aggregates in SQL, aggregate is a functions. Aggregate functions is used to perform calculations in SQL. Now we have up to 5 aggregate functions in SQL. Let's start with the sum. Now when we talk about the sum, a sum is just like for you to sum a number, sum two numbers together to get a answer. Like for instance, now if you want to do 1 plus 1, it will give you the answer. Just like the same, you can still use SQL to do the same things. Now let's try and solve problems on the sum. So what we're gonna do, we type select. Now what we are working on, a product. Is our table name is a manufacturing underscore product, so it's a manufacturing company. Now what we are going to do, we are going to sum the amounts of products that we have sold so far. So now we say sum, open a parenthesis, amounts, you close your parenthesis. You can use alias, but maybe after these videos I will go deeply on alias, but let me just make use of alias for now. And I say amounts. Now the next things I'm gonna do is for me to query the from. This is the table name, so I type from. My table name is manufacturing underscore products. After that ones, I don't want to do any other thing. Let me just test this one first and to see whether this is okay. So I go to go, click on go. If you observe here, this is the total amount that we have sold products so far. We have up to 93,700 naira. So this is the sum of a product, the sum of the product that we have sold so far. Now assuming I want to know the average of this amount. Now I'm done with the sum. Assuming I want to do know the averages of this amount, so I have to come back to and edit my SQL. I want to know the average, so I need to wipe this one out. The average, don't forget the average, the abbreviations of average is AVG. Open a parenthesis and we say amounts. I can just, the areas is average, and I'll click on. If you observe, this is the average number. The average is 2,342.5000. So this is the average of the product of the amounts. Now assuming I need a kind of the maximum amounts. I want to know the maximum amounts that I sold products. So I have come back to I need to go back to my SQL and type in the max. This is the maximum. This max stands for maximum. Now I come down to this one and change this to max underscore amounts. Now let me see what will happen. If you observe, this is the maximum amount. The maximum amount. So the maximum is 7,500. This is the highest amount that we have so far. Now, assuming that I want to know the minimum amount, I have to edit my come back and say instead of maximum, instead of max, I have to change it to mean. I have to change it to mean. Now change this one to mean amounts. Mean amounts. Let me go back. If you observe, this is the mean amount, which is 300 naira. 300. Now, another ones, we don't forget that I mentioned that we have the up to 5 and some. So let me make use of count so that you can see the difference. Let me say counts. Wipe this one out. Let me erase this one. Count. Open my parentheses. Now amount. I close and I say alias counts amounts. Counts amounts. I go back to my and click go. If you observe, this is trying to count the total rows that we have in that particular table. Now the total rows is 40. And if you observe when we say amount, some amount was about 90 something thousand, but this one we are trying to count this particular rows. How many rows do we have in this amount? Now is query that we have 40 rows in this particular table under mentions of average, mentions of maximums, also mentions of minimum. Now it's remaining count. The count is just like, so it counts a number, is different. But although people find it so tedious to understand that there is a difference between count than sum. Sum, we are just like adding this number. Oh, I want to add these two numbers together to get to know the answer. But this one, we are counting number. Maybe you're counting a particular rows, or you are counting the particular numbers on your table. So there is a difference between count than we have 40 rows in amounts. It's something that you need to understand when it comes to accounts. And another thing is that in aggregate function there is a aggregate is often used in SQL because this is where you're gonna use it for calculations. You use it for to know the average, to know the maximum, and also know the minimums of your SQL. So assuming you're working on a company and they need something like, let me the year, or they need amounts of a particular year. So with the help of aggregates, it will help to query the amount. Please, if you haven't follow, please do well to follow me for more videos, because I will be dropping some tutorials on this platform. Thank you very much.